This is a car I've been looking forward to driving for a long time. It's the Audi SQ8, and the good news is I'm not in the least bit disappointed. It shares lots of bits and pieces with its larger brother, the SQ7, but this is the coupe version, a little bit smaller, but there's really nothing small about this car. But I do have to say, I think it's pretty much the best looking SUV on the market at the moment. I really like its muscular, aggressive look. It rides high on these 22-inch alloys that look like they've been 3D printed. It's a big car. It's 5 meters long, has a 3-meter wheelbase, and is 2.2 meters wide. Beautiful sloping coupe-style roofline to this rear end, which I just think looks magnificent with these LED lights joined together with this piano black strip and the LED that lights up at night that goes across the whole width of the car. In fact, when you unlock the car at night, the lights put on a bit of a show for you. It's details like that I just love. And the good news is that the beautiful sloping roofline doesn't come at the expense of boot space, because in the back here we've got a sizable 605 litres available, expandable to 1,755 with the rear seats down. Under the hood, and to be honest, there's not a lot to see because of this big plastic cover, but it's beautifully designed, it looks great. The engine is a 4-litre diesel V8 with 320 kilowatts of power and 900 Newton meters of torque. Inside, and it just keeps on getting better with carbon fibre and leather all throughout. The dash design is more or less the same as the SQ7, but when it's one of the best ones around, there's no complaints from me. The quality is all top notch. It's so well put together. I just love this interior. The center screen is 10.1 inches big, and like all Audi systems, it is razor sharp and works extremely well. It controls all of the car's major functions, including the navigation system, the seat massage function, the interior color of the lighting, and also includes wireless Apple CarPlay and runs the Bang & Olufsen 17-speaker sound system, which includes these really cool pop-up speakers at the front. The lower console screen handles this car's 4-zone climate control, and there are also additional climate controls for the rear seat passengers in the back. The screen also doubles as a handwriting input for the navigation system. In addition to handwriting your destination into the system, you can also speak it with voice recognition. The only thing is it doesn't actually work very well. In fact, it's never worked properly for me once. And I've given the same instructions to Siri on my iPhone and it's gotten it right every time. So that's something that Audi need to work on. Moving down to the lower console, there's a strip of touch-sensitive buttons here that control the drive modes of the car. We've got the gear shifter, which feels like it's made out of stone and is that solid. A couple of cup holders with a lid that I think opens the wrong way. Got the armrest here in the middle, which hides the wireless phone charging, and a very shallow bin. I do have to say there is a bit of a lack of internal storage in this car. Up in front of the driver here on the windshield is the head-up display, which unfortunately fails the polarized sunglasses test, but it provides speed and navigation directions. Underneath that, the virtual cockpit screen, which like all Audis is absolutely magnificent. You can have full screen maps. In fact, you can customize it to just about anything you want. But something that appears to be exclusive to these SQ models is this 1980s style rev counter. I really like that. The steering wheel has a great feel to it. It's wrapped in very nice leather, has a nice flat bottom, making cornering a little bit easier. Audi have done the smart thing and not put too many buttons and switches on it, which makes it nice and easy to use. And now the seats, which are some of the most comfortable you will find anywhere. They're Valcona leather, which is Audi's highest grade. They've got really cool looking diamond stitching on them. They've got a terrific massage function, as well as being heated and cooled. These are seats that you just want to spend all day in. My kid's favourite feature of the interior of this car is the ambient lighting, which you can change to a whole bunch of different colours. I have to change it every day for them pretty much. But another cool little feature that Audi have added in, that when the interior lighting is on and if you change the temperature on the climate control, the colour of the lighting in your area only turns blue to show you getting cooler. Pretty awesome. In the back seat, it is extremely comfortable. We've got more of this beautiful Valcona leather here, plenty of leg room. I'm sitting behind my own seating position and I'm 190 centimeters tall and my knees are nowhere near the seat in front of me. So there's loads of room, plenty of foot room. Also, the coupe form doesn't actually impede on headroom either. I've got plenty of room back here. I'm nowhere near touching the ceiling. A couple of USB chargers down there. With 4-zone climate control, I can actually set my own individual temperature. The seats are heated as well. My own ashtray here in the armrest, just in case I should feel like lighting up. And we've got the armrest with a couple of cup holders which have a cool little mechanical mechanism there as they open up. So doing a long road trip in the back of this car would actually be quite a nice thought. The V8 diesel engine is certainly not short on power on the freeway, no issues with overtaking, put your foot down, and like a lot of Audis, there is just a little bit of a lag in the power being applied. It's just a little quirk that I seem to have noticed with a lot of them, but once it's on, it's on. All right, let's try a little 0 to 100 dash onto the freeway here and see how the Audi SQ8 handles it. Dynamic mode, sport mode, and here we go. Yeah, that was good. It's not a massive kick in the guts feeling. I mean, the official 0 to 100 time is 4.8 seconds, which is pretty quick for an SUV this size. And there's 900 Newton meters of torque, but you just seem to arrive at speed. The drama just isn't quite there. Maybe they've saved that for the SQ8. I haven't driven that car yet. I'd like to. This car preferences the ride, I think, above all, with a little bit of sport thrown in for a bit of fun. The suspension gives just the right amount of feedback in this car. It's comfortable and cruises over all the bumps with no issues whatsoever, but you can just feel a little bit of feedback from the road. It's just the right amount, so you know what's going on, but it's not disrupting your level of comfort. They've got the suspension just right. With the adaptive cruise control on, this car really does feel like it can drive itself. Although you do, of course, have to keep your hands on the wheel, it's doing most of the hard work for you and handling it very nicely. The one downside of the active cruise control is just getting it switched on in the first place. It all runs off a stalk just under the indicator here, which is in a bit of an odd spot, and it's kind of fiddly to use. You've got to kind of randomly push buttons to get it to work properly until you're completely comfortable with it. And it's not something you can really do when the car's stopped. So maybe they could improve the user interface on that just a little. I think this could be my new favourite car at the moment. I loved the Jaguar F-Pace SVR, but the Audi SQ8 is just that little bit newer and it's got a little bit more high tech in it. Another nice little quirky feature about this car is that it seems to be pumping scented air freshener into the cabin at regular intervals throughout the day. Just every now and then you get a little waft of, oh, that's nice. Keeps things smelling very new and fresh and clean. Now, although this car isn't quite as large as the SQ7, it is still 5 meters long with a 3 meter wheelbase and 2.2 meters wide, which makes it an exercise in patience and low speed driving control to get it into a car space in the shopping centre. Plus, also tests your ability to put up with lots of beeping while watching mirrors and the screens with the front and rear cameras on as well. There's a lot to take in. I think we're in. Starting at $165,500 and as spec'd here, $196,000, the Audi SQ8 is the perfect blend of luxury cruiser and sporty SUV. Everything it does very well. True, it doesn't quite have the drama of the Jaguar F-Pace SVR, but it is such a nice car. It is so nice just sitting in here that I actually find myself sitting in here a little bit longer than necessary sometimes just because the interior is so comfortable. I think I could be in love.